I graduated from Harper in 2010 with a Masters in Rural Estate and Land Management, one of the proudest accomplishments of my life to date. And I didn't realise at the time when I did graduate I actually had kidney cancer. I had a lot of fatigue symptoms at the time. Eventually went to the doctor at the end of 2010 and they called it episodic fatigue, and we thought no more about it. 2 years later the symptoms had worsened, and eventually they diagnosed a large tumour about the size of a grapefruit on my kidney. Kidney was removed and we thought that all was well, that we could get on with life and the disease had been cured. Unfortunately, the routine scans picked up tumours in my lungs which had spread from the kidney, and it became apparent that there was no cure for that it was really a ticking time bomb and it was going to go off in 2 or 3 years' time. Knocked me sideways at first, coping with it, but eventually I picked myself up and decided that I still had time to have a life. I was going to have some fun, I was going to have an adventure, and I was going to raise some money. It was very obvious that early diagnosis is the key to effective treatment of kidney cancer. If it can be detected early, the surgeons are incredibly good at cutting it out and it can be cured. But because it has such vague symptoms, it's very difficult to pick up early. So the first part of the campaign is to raise awareness. Anybody that has fatigue that can't be explained, go and badger your doctor to death and get it investigated, because it could be a precursor for something more serious. But the second part of my ambition for the ride is to raise enough funds to make a serious contribution to a research project that's starting at the Royal Free Hospital in London in September. They're sitting on 1,000 sets of samples from kidney cancer patients. They have cancerous tissue, they have blood, they have urine samples. They're going to be screening all of these to look for markers in blood and urine which might form the basis for an early diagnostic test. There isn't one at the moment. It doesn't show up in blood or urine under current tests that are available. And the second is to look at the way the various different types of kidney cancer have responded to the different types of treatment that are available. I hope the research can reduce the death toll from kidney cancer. Currently, approximately 10,000 people per annum in this country are diagnosed with the disease. 40% of those will ultimately die from the disease. It's actually twice the death toll that's experienced in road traffic accidents. It would be lovely to think we could bring it down to the same level to reduce the death toll, so that's part of the ambition of this project. And why we're at Harper? Well, Harper were very kind and offered to help support us, to give us a send-off and give us some publicity, and it's just an absolute delight to be here. It started off as a stupid idea of riding from Land's End to John O'Groats, and then I thought, no, we'll make it slightly more interesting. We'll go all the way around the edge of the country, and it's developed from there. We're starting off officially from Blackpool on Saturday, and I'm going to work my way down around the Welsh coast all the way down to Bristol and come home. That's going to take about a week. I'm aiming to see as many places of interest along the way, particularly National Trust properties, and obviously the coastline is going to be beautiful, we hope, at this time of the year. I need to carry on with my job along the way, so rest days and in between the various stages I'll carry on with work. In July, early July, we head up to Berwick-on-Tweed and we're going to do the whole of the coast of Scotland anti-clockwise and end up back at Blackpool. Then it's back home again to Hereford for a couple of weeks. Early August, I'm going back up to Berwick and I'm going to work my way down the east coast to London. Then it's back home again. Then early September I will go down to Bristol and work my way along the North Devon, Cornwall coast and then back along the southern coast of Great Britain all the way back up to London. And then finally at the end of September we'll put one short leg in to finish off at the Royal Free in London, where the research project's taking place and where the funds will be going, and that will be the end of the tour then.